What is happening, everybody? I am running behind and I am so sorry. Today, I wanted to come on here and do something pretty quick. This shouldn't take me too awful long, to be honest with you, but it was something that kind of caught my eye. And it is the Brian Williams has decided to retire. And so it kind of piqued my curiosity because, that's a major event for a broadcaster who's been around as long as he has to step down. And I mean, he seems like he's, fairly good health as far as that goes. I'm not sure what the story is behind it, but he may discuss it here in this video. I've obviously not seen it, and I have purposely not done any research into this. So I kind of want to hear it from the horse's mouth without someone telling me what he is going to say. So let's go ahead and jump over into this. I don't want to waste any more time. I am literally going to let this run through its entirety, and so, once we get to the end of it, then I'm gonna jump back, and I think if we've got some time, I might check into his bio and kinda get an idea of how long he's actually, been doing this gig. So, alright, and I'll just let him speak for himself.
Well, look at the time. I'll try to keep this brief. After 28 years of peacock logos on much of what I own, it is my choice now to jump without a net into the great unknown, as I do for the first time in my 62 years. My biggest worry is for my country. The truth is, I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I'm an institutionalist. I believe in this place, and in my love of country, I yield to no one. But the darkness on the edge of town has spread to the main roads and highways and neighborhoods. It's now at the local bar and the bowling alley, at the school board and the grocery store, and it must be acknowledged and answered for. Grown men and women who swore an oath to our Constitution, elected by their constituents, possessing the kinds of college degrees I could only dream of, have decided to join the mob and become something they are not, while hoping we somehow forget who they were. They've decided to burn it all down with us inside. That should scare you to no end as much as it scares an aging volunteer fireman. To my coworkers, my love and thanks. And I say again, everyone I've worked with has made me better at what I do. To my family, love and thanks doesn't begin to cover it, but now I have the time to better express it. My friends know who they are. No one's been blessed with better friends. To the guests on this broadcast, as you heard the nice man say a few minutes ago, it's always been about you. Otherwise, I'd be staring into the camera for an hour, 5 nights a week, and nobody wants to see that. You are the 11th hour and will continue to be the 11th hour. This is where I thank you, however, for being so great, for explaining these last 5 years. As a proud New Jersey native, this is where I get to say regrets. I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. What a ride it's been. Where else? How else was a kid like me going to meet presidents and kings and the occasional rock star? These lovely testimonials that I can never truly repay make me hyper aware that it has been and remains a wonderful life. It's as if I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning in Bedford Falls. The reality is, though, I will wake up tomorrow in the America of the year 2021, a nation unrecognizable to those who came before us and fought to protect it, which is what you must do now. My colleagues will take it from here. I will probably find it impossible to be silent and stay away from you and lights and cameras after I experiment with relaxation and find out what I've missed and what's out there. Every weeknight for decades now, I've said some version of the same thing. Thank you for being here with us. Us, meaning the people who produce this broadcast for you. And you, well, without you, there's no us. I'll show myself out until we meet again. That is our broadcast for this Thursday night. Thank you for being here with us. And for all my colleagues at the networks of NBC News, good night.
Wow. I mean, I'm an emotional person. That was heavy. There was a lot in that. There was a lot of meat in that. Um, I tell you what it reminds me of, and to be honest with you, I would suggest that you do a little bit of homework and you look at addresses made by Eisenhower when he was leaving office, and this kind of it put me in the mind of that. It was a stern warning from someone who knows, from someone who knows. When you have people like this that literally 28 years, I mean, that's a long time. It's a long time to do the same thing. He's pretty well connected. Would that be a safe assumption that he knows people? Well, I would say when a person like this, who and I've always liked Brian, maybe because of the name, who knows? But I'm just gonna say it's because there was just something about him that I was always drawn to. I don't really watch mainstream media, so I don't get because I think both sides are absolutely freaking crazy. So it's hard for me to do that. I kind of have to like pit and parcel out my news. But he always struck me as a person who was genuine and who was actually trying to get to the truth. And that sometimes that's limited. Okay. We get really hypercritical of people because they're on one network or another. You can only find out so much and you only have so much time before you got to go. And so, when you're willing to look at what you've done and change and grow, uh, I mean, that's to me, that's the hallmark of a person who's actually searching for truth. So I'm really glad to hear that he is going to do something in the future. Kind of figured that was what was going to happen, but you never know. I mean, sometimes people are just like, hey, f this, I'm out. I got a bunch of money and I don't need any of this horse crap. Because if you look at the world that was when he started and the way that the world is now, yeah, I can see why you'd want to bail. So I don't blame you, brother. So, and I'm going to say so for one more time. Well, folks, honestly, I'm going to wrap it up because that that was a lot. That really was a lot, and I think it would be worth your time to just like restart this and let him play through that again. That's why I didn't want to interrupt it. For some reason, I had the feeling that this is going to be impactful because the number of times that it kept popping up. And I'm like, well, he must have hit one out of the park because he's got everybody talking, and you always love it when everybody's talking. So, if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to leave those down below. If this is content that you enjoy, I should write this down. I should just put it on one of these and let it like ticker across the bottom. If this is content that you enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help. And you can come along and join the freaking train wreck with me because believe me, it is a train wreck. So thanks for stopping in. And I will see you guys tomorrow night with another In Case You Missed It. Hopefully, going to be finding some more information on the Maxwell trial, but you know how that goes. Whatever comes up, that's what we'll run with. All right. Thanks for stopping in. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.